I booked the cabin because I needed quiet. 3 days alone, no city noise, no neighbors, just trees and space to think. It was listed as a remote woodland retreat about 2 hours outside Pittsburgh. The photos looked perfect. Small wooden cabin, front porch, fire pit, surrounded by forest. The host's name was Megan, Superhost badge, 4.92 rating, over 70 reviews. Most of the reviews said the same thing: peaceful, private, perfect for disconnecting. That's exactly what I wanted. The instructions were simple. The key would be in a lockbox on the railing. Code sent the morning of arrival. I drove up Friday afternoon. The paved road eventually turned into gravel, then dirt, then what barely qualified as a road. By the time I saw the cabin through the trees, I had 0 cell signal. That should have bothered me more than it did. The cabin looked exactly like the photos. Small, quiet, no other houses in sight. I checked my phone for the lockbox code before losing signal completely. I had one unread message from Megan. Code is 4729. Let me know when you're inside safely. I entered the code. The lockbox opened. The key was inside. So far, everything normal. The cabin door creaked slightly when I pushed it open. Inside was simple. Wooden floors, small couch, compact kitchen, 1 bedroom, bathroom in the back. It smelled like pine and something slightly musty. Not bad, just old wood. I stepped inside and closed the door. The silence was heavy. Not city silence, forest silence. No distant cars, no sirens, just wind moving through trees. I locked the door behind me, set my bag down, walked through each room. Everything looked clean. No signs anyone had been there recently. I checked my phone. No signal. I opened the Airbnb app anyway to message Megan. It wouldn't load. That's when I realized something. If something went wrong out here, no one would hear me. No one would see me. No neighbors, no traffic, nothing. I shook the thought off. I was overthinking. Around 7 p.m., I lit the small fireplace, heated up some food I brought, sat on the couch and read. By 9:30 p.m., it was completely dark outside. Pitch black. No streetlights. No nearby houses glowing in the distance. Just darkness pressing against the windows. At around 10 p.m., I heard the first knock, soft, from the front door. 3 taps. I froze. Maybe it was a branch. Wind, animals. I stayed still, listened. Nothing. Then again, 3 slow knocks. Deliberate, not wind, not random. Someone knocking. My stomach tightened. I stood up slowly and walked toward the door. There's no peephole, just solid wood. I didn't say anything, didn't ask who it was. I just stood there listening. Silence. Then I heard it. A voice. Soft, female. Hello? My heart jumped. It sounded close, right outside the door. I'm sorry, the voice said. Are you inside? It sounded calm, normal, but something about it felt wrong. Who is it? I asked. No answer for a few seconds, then, It's Megan, the host. I swallowed. I thought you weren't coming out here this weekend, she continued. I stepped back slightly from the door. I booked it, I said. I got the code this morning. Silence. Then, I didn't send any code. The air inside the cabin felt colder. That's not possible, I said. I have the message. No response. Then I heard something that made my chest tighten. Footsteps. On the porch, moving slowly across the wooden boards, toward the window. I rushed to the side of the living room where I could see part of the porch through the curtain. I moved it slightly. There was no one there. The porch was empty. I turned back toward the door. Another knock. This time from the side wall. Not the door, the wall. Like someone standing beside the cabin now. I think you're in the wrong place, the voice said calmly. The tone hadn't changed. Still soft, still steady. But you shouldn't be inside. My pulse was pounding in my ears. I booked this cabin, I said louder. The code worked. The voice didn't respond. Instead, I heard footsteps again, moving away from the porch, crunching through gravel. Then silence. Complete silence. I waited 5 full minutes before moving. Then I locked the door again, checked the windows, all secure. I tried calling Megan. No signal. I opened my messages again. The last message still showed, "Code is 4729. Let me know when you're inside safely." But something was different now. The profile picture next to the message was blank. No image, just a gray circle. I opened the host profile. Error loading page. No reviews, no listing, nothing. Like it didn't exist. The cabin suddenly didn't feel like a peaceful retreat. It felt like something I wasn't supposed to find. At 10:27 p.m., I heard the porch boards creak again. But this time, the sound came from the back of the cabin, near the bedroom window. The creaking didn't stop. It moved slowly across the back of the cabin, measured, heavy enough to be a person, too steady to be an animal. I stepped toward the bedroom cautiously. The bedroom window faced the woods. No porch back there, no walkway, just dirt and trees. The curtain was thin. I could see faint shadows from the moonlight outside. Then I saw movement, a shape passing across the window. Close, very close. I backed away immediately. My heart was pounding so hard it made my vision blur. I grabbed my car keys from the kitchen counter. I didn't care about my bags anymore, I just wanted to leave. But when I stepped toward the front door, I heard something that stopped me cold. The sound of metal sliding from the outside. The doorknob rattled, then stopped, then rattled again, harder this time, not testing anymore, trying. I stepped back into the living room. The cabin walls felt thin now, like they weren't meant to keep anyone out. "Open the door," the same female voice said softly. It didn't sound angry, it sounded patient, like someone giving instructions. "I need to talk to you." My mind was racing. If she really was the host, she would have a key. Why knock? Why lie about not sending the code? Why not call me? The doorknob turned again, longer this time, and then a new sound. The faint clicking of numbers from the lockbox. Outside. My stomach dropped. She was entering a code. I rushed to the window beside the door and lifted the curtain slightly. A woman stood at the railing, mid-30s, dark jacket, hair tied back, focused on the lockbox. She entered 4 digits, pulled. The box didn't open. She stepped back, tried again, different numbers, pulled, nothing. Then she stopped, stared directly at the door, like she knew I was watching, and smiled. It wasn't a wide smile, just slight, controlled. Then she stepped off the porch. But instead of walking away toward the road, she walked around the side of the cabin, toward the back. My breathing got shallow. I ran into the bedroom, locked the bedroom door. It wasn't strong, just a simple interior lock, but it felt better than nothing. Then I heard something that made my legs weak. Footsteps inside the cabin, not on the porch, not outside, inside. Slow, careful, walking across the living room floor. The front door must have opened, but I didn't hear it open. I didn't hear the lock turn, just footsteps. 1, 2, 3. Then silence. She was inside. I grabbed the heavy wooden chair near the bed and wedged it under the bedroom door handle. My hands were shaking uncontrollably. The footsteps approached the hallway, closer, then stopped outside the bedroom door. Complete silence. Then, a soft knock. 3 taps. Same pattern as before. "You shouldn't have used that code," she said calmly. Her voice was clearer now, right outside the door. "It's not your weekend." My brain was screaming, "What are you talking about?" I shouted. No response. Then the doorknob slowly turned. The chair held it in place. The knob rattled gently, not aggressively, just testing. "You need to leave," she said softly, like she was giving advice. Then the knob stopped moving. The footsteps retreated, back down the hallway, into the living room. I waited. 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, silence. Then I heard the front door close, a soft click. I didn't move for a full 5 minutes. Then I slowly removed the chair, unlocked the bedroom door. The hallway was empty, living room empty, front door closed, locked, deadbolt in place. But the chain was hanging loose. I know I didn't unlock it. I grabbed my keys and ran outside. The porch was empty. No car in sight, no engine sound fading away. Just trees and silence. I didn't stop running until I reached my car. I got in, locked the doors, and drove. The dirt road felt longer than before, but I didn't slow down. Once I reached signal range, my phone exploded with notifications, missed calls, voicemails, texts from Megan, the real Megan. "Hi, I think someone may have hacked my account. Please do not use the code sent earlier. The cabin isn't available this weekend. I'm calling the police." The timestamps on her messages were from earlier that day, hours before I arrived. But I never received them, only the original code message. I called her immediately. Her voice was shaking. She said someone had accessed her account that morning, changed the listing, sent a code to a guest, but she didn't know who. She hadn't been anywhere near the cabin. The code 4729? It wasn't one she ever used. I asked her something that still haunts me. How did they get a key inside the lockbox? There was a long pause. Then she said quietly, "There shouldn't have been a key in there." The lockbox had been empty for weeks. She removed the key after the last guest. No one had stayed since. I never went back to that cabin. The police investigated. No signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, no camera footage from nearby roads. Nothing. The listing was removed from Airbnb permanently. But sometimes, late at night, I think about that voice. Calm, patient, not angry, not rushed. Like I was the one trespassing, like I had interrupted something. And the part that keeps me awake? She never asked my name. She never asked who I was. She already knew. This was Midnight Whispers. If you ever rent a place in the middle of nowhere, make sure you're the only one with the code.